What is up, Retromaniacs? Welcome to Short Prints. I'm Mike, that's Joe, that's EP, and we're here to talk about cards. If you watch us, you know we are three emotional guys. we we put our heart into this show. We put our heart into our collecting. And today we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about three emotional questions as it deals with card collecting. So, Joe, we'll get you started here. Question number one: what was the last emotional hobby purchase or sale that you made?
That's a good question. So it was between two for me, but since it's the last one, it's got to be the Kenny Pickett, Dan Marino dual autograph from Immaculate. Um, I love Kenny Pickett, Hail to Pitt, Dan Marino, greatest Pitt quarterback of all time. I overpaid. I look at it now and you can get them for like $100 cheaper than what I paid for, but at the time I didn't care. I was like, I want this card. And it didn't help that I was watching Leighton do some rips of Immaculate, and they pulled one of those cards. I'm like, dude, I need it. And it was the heart. The heart wants what the heart wants. And the heart wanted the Kenny Pickett, Dan Marino dual autograph card for sure. For sure.
Totally understandable. All right, EP.
Well, mine is just this last week as well, and I got 235 packs of cards. I spent $175 on this. I never spend that much money on stuff unless it's like getting a box of something. But even then, I haven't spent something like that in a long time. I was at work when I saw the lot for the first time, and I thought I kept thinking about it as I'm working. I'm like, man, I should get that. I was like, I can't, because I have all these I have a bunch of auctions lined up where I'm going to spend like all this money if I win these auctions. Like, what are you doing? I got home, transferred money from my savings account to my other account, and just said, I'm buying it. I bought it, and I was like, all right, I'm happy about this. I was excited, and that was that. So yeah.
Wow,
wait. Bearing the lead, EP, you have a savings account? Wow.
I do.
Wow, very nice.
I transfer $30 every paycheck from my checking account to my savings account. I use that money for my vacations. So,
and cards.
So you've never had to use it.
apparently, I got to use it for cards sometimes. Yep.
That's the whole key to saving is you put it in there for your vacations, but you work a job where you never get a vacation.
Perfect.
So. Yeah. Well, the problem was I those other auctions came up and I actually won them. So like I was like, I'm not going to win those. It's fine. And but I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, there's a chance. This is a lot of money. That's why I transferred the money, and I had it all figured out ahead of time. But I clicked the button, said yes. That it was like probably 4 in the morning. I was like, yep, I'm doing it.
Those are when the most emotional things happen.
Yes.
3 in the morning.
Yes.
Is it really emotion or is it just lack of sleep? It might be the other.
This one was emotion. Like I said, I was been thinking about it the entire time during the shift. I was like, I should really buy that. It's going to be awesome. I should get that. So yeah. Yep.
Well, when you threw this question at me, I was a dealer for a long time. So it's like I don't have a lot of emotional connection to cards because, I would sell stuff. I had to sell stuff, no matter how cool a card was or how much I liked it. If I pulled it at the shop, I had to sell it because I had to pay bills. So I think like it's a little tougher question for me. So I'm going to go with impulsive. And you guys were with me at the National, and we were walking around really not finding a whole lot to buy, and getting a little frustrated by the fact, you start looking at some other things. And I ran on to the Stephanie McMahon Transcendent autograph, numbered out of 10.
You didn't have much in her, right?
No, I did not.
Good one, dude.
And I saw it at the end of the day, and we went back, we hung out, had some fun that night, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I have to have something. I'm at the National. I can't leave here without buying something I can show off. So, I'm still happy I bought it. I think it's a great card. I'm really happy to have it. I'm glad I made that impulsive choice, but that would be my pick.
EP made a great point. Have you sold it yet? Like, you know,
No.
because of that whole
Mhm.
philosophy. It's like
And
it's more emotional than you think
you,
because you
you might
haven't
want to
even thought
might
about
not want to
selling
call
it
it
yet.
emotional, but it's there's emotion there. There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're kind of attached to that card.
And it's a same thing with the Brady victory I have is that I bought it at the National.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
first National we ever went to, there was some emotion in that. You know, I think the Stephanie McMahon is very similar in that aspect.
Okay, second question. We all were doing this hobby a long time ago. Some of us got out of it for quite a while. I've been out since 2004. EP, you hung in a little more than Joe and I did, but we've recently been going through a lot of our old stuff. So what is the most surprising or exciting thing you have found in the stuff you had?
For me, it's probably the three Brady's. I mean, this might be your answer too, Mike. But the three Brady's I came across, the Pacific Aurora ones. I didn't find any other Brady's. I bought a lot more stuff in 1999, unfortunately. Where's that time machine?
Mhm.
That I did in 2000. But apparently, I bought a couple of boxes of Aurora in 2000. I had three Brady's. Sent them off to PSA. Got an 8 and 2 9s sitting in a box in my grandfather's basement for 20 years. Legitimately, that is for sure the number one answer. But an honorable mention to finding some of the Marvel stuff that I had from back in the day helped me complete some sets. I had bought some boxes and was putting some sets together for my personal collection, and I found some Marvel stuff from the 91 and 92. So series 2 and series 3. So to me, it was fun to find that stuff because I associate my beginning of collecting with those cards more than as cool as Tom Brady is and as valuable as they are. That's what I associate with my first foray into collecting. So I would say it's a good tie, but yeah, the Brady Aurora ones were even my grandfather got excited when I pulled those out. No joke.
Nice. EP?
I was this is I suggested this question, but I really struggled to come up with my answers. Really, like I knew I had some Mike Trout rookie cards, like because I got those in 2012. Like I remembered that. I was pretty sure I had some Brady's somewhere, and I did find a handful of Brady's, some decent ones. And so I knew that too, but I didn't realize the number of awesome King Griffey Jr. cards I had. Like really awesome, like inserts, like really cool stuff that
Mhm.
like I was just like blown away by some of the stuff that I have. And that's like, and for him to be a PC player for me. But I know back in like 2012, I don't think I spent a lot of time going through those cards for like those Griffey cards from the 90s because they weren't part of what I was trying to flip these cards from these cases and find new stuff. And so I didn't really spend a lot of time looking through those. But to go through those this time and just go, I mean, like there's just so much really cool stuff. There's like 90s inserts, as we've said a bazillion times, are amazing, but to have them
Mhm.
of your favorite player is just a great feeling. And then to find them, that's it.
They made a ton of really cool Griffey stuff too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like 90s insert would be my overall. Like
Right.
every time I would
Yeah.
see something
Right.
shiny, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be
Yeah.
cool. I would
But
get
then,
excited about
but then
that
to
for
find it
sure.
as your favorite player though, like that, like it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like I can't believe I had this as a Griffey.
Yeah.
This is Griffey too. It was just that was it for me.
Okay, so for me, I mean, I had a whole lot of stuff and, a little bit different than you guys because you were buying and collecting, and all my cards were left over from my shop. So, wasn't stuff I collected. I don't know if I really found a whole lot of anything that, like, I was, oh, I'm so happy I have that kind of thing. I'm going to go more with the surprise aspect of it. I have so many choices. Obviously, I had a lot of Tom Brady rookie cards like Joe, but I'm going to go with the LeBron James Bazooka rookie
Yeah.
card that I
That was
found.
my guess for you. Yeah.
And the reason was because I went through pretty much everything and I did not find one single LeBron James card. I sold him like crazy back when he was a rookie. I had nothing. I didn't have any kind of rookie cards of him at all. I didn't even have any 2004 cards of him at all. So then I'm just randomly brought a box home that I had already gone through. I was going through it again, looking for some other stuff, and boom, here's this LeBron James card. I'm like, holy crap. I can't believe I actually found a LeBron James rookie. And looked at the card and it was like, you know what, this is really nice looking, and send it into PSA and it comes back a PSA 10. So the fact that I had a PSA 10 LeBron James rookie card sitting in a box for almost
Was
20
it even
years,
in a sleeve?
I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. It was just loose in there.
Yeah, I think when you showed us the photo of it, it was like just
yeah. And to think I looked through the box. I didn't see it the first time around. The cards were gone through and still got a PSA 10. Yeah, that was very exciting and very surprising.
And it was exciting for us too, because the sale of that PSA 10 got us a couple of drinks at the National.
It did. Yes, it did. And they were not cheap.
They were not cheap.
But they did know how to mix them, though. They weren't afraid. They weren't afraid to mix them.
That guy was very good. Yes. And we tried quite a few. Let me tell you. All right. Final question. If you had to sell off your entire collection and you were only allowed to keep one card, what card are you keeping?
That's a good one. So I think it would be the Brady Aurora. That's the first Brady I found. I found 3 of them. So I thought of this for 2 different cards, right? I thought about the Brady Aurora because that's the one I found out of my collection that I pulled from a pack, and then the Bowman Chrome from the shop, right? Because you clearly had that card in the shop. It was probably in a $1 box or something. You might have pulled it from a pack.
It never made it out. It never made it out of the commons box. Actually.
Yeah. So either you or your dad pulled it. So that has some emotional, an emotional touchstone. But if I have to sell everything and they're both kind of equally emotional, I'm gonna sell the one that's way more valuable and keep the cheaper one as kind of like a memento of my collecting life, from way back in 2000 all the way to now. So I would keep the Pacific Aurora PSA 9 that I have, and then sell everything else.
All right.
I still don't have a choice. I'm sitting here wrestling with this. Like if I had to sell them all, but then I can get one card that I can sell and then buy a bunch of the cards back, it would be the Trout, but that's not how this works. Nope. And I wouldn't want to keep the Trout because I would love to keep the Trout, but that's not the answer.
That was a Bowman Chrome rookie, right?
Yeah, Bowman Chrome rookie card.
PSA 9.
Yes, PSA 9. Yes.
That you were going to sell.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna sell it, okay? It's gonna happen.
Never heard.
Probably one of my 89 Upper Deck rookies, Griffey rookies. Like it's just that's the iconic card from the time I collected. I didn't get it pulled at the shop, unfortunately, but
you have a good story.
There's a good story, and it is like I said, it is in my opinion, the iconic rookie card from the era when I was collecting and I was hanging out with you guys and everything, and that's the card I would probably keep.
Good choice.
Very good choice. Still should sell that Mike Trout card though.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm working on it.
I'm refreshing your eBay page as we speak.
Now, I did say earlier about not having emotional attachment to cards, but I
know what it is.
Do actually have one. I actually have a couple. This was actually a little harder choice than I thought it would be. My runner-up is I have a Pelle Lindbergh rookie card. He was a goalie for the Flyers. He was my favorite player. I was in high school, and he tragically passed away in an automobile accident. Wow. So, it actually crushed me at the time. Like I remember,
he was still playing when this happened.
Oh yeah, he was playing. He was my favorite player, and he went a little too fast in his Porsche and crashed it, and it was horrible. So like that part of it really kind of sticks with me, but I'm gonna keep my Wayne Gretzky rookie card. Yeah. It's SGC4, but I've had this card since 1979. Like I've told the story before, but I pulled this card out of a pack when I was a kid. I wasn't even into hockey in 1979. I used to like to buy cards, and I had like a little game. I would actually play like a hockey game with the hockey cards that I had. I would play a baseball game with the baseball cards I had.
Way
just,
before
you know,
one-on-one, way before Red
Yeah.
Zone, way before
just
MLB.
I'd lay them out on the floor, and I would just be able to like create the best games with them. So they weren't in the greatest of shape, but yeah, I bought hockey, I bought basketball, anything I could have my imaginary games with these cards on the floor when I was a kid. And years later, I was looking through a Beckett or something. I saw a picture of this Wayne Gretzky rookie card, and I was like, huh? Wait a minute, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
And like you know the thing, like if you see something that you shouldn't know what it looks like, but you somehow know what it looks
Yeah,
like,
you know, like that,
realize
yeah.
you there's a reason for that. And I thankfully had a box of the old cards. They were all just kind of thrown into it, and when you know it, I had a Wayne Gretzky there.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
like pretty awesome. And you know, I never got it graded. It's not in great shape, but recently, just last year, I sent in an SGC and it came back a 4, which not bad at all for that card. I think it's worth over $1,000, but just, you know, the story behind it and having it from my actual childhood, and nobody else ever owned that card, which
Right.
is really
Right.
cool. And
Yeah.
you
And
know,
that's
they
kind
put
of with the Brady thing with me. I mean, that's how I feel. I actually opened it up from a pack. Yeah.
when you
for
pull
sure.
something out of a pack, I think you're automatically a little more tied to it than if you buy
Yes.
it individually.
Yep.
So it's really
All three of
cool.
our choices were pulled from
Yep,
packs.
Yeah, definitely. And great
Yep.
choices too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun one. We got in touch with our inner collectors. You know, we're very
I'll
emotional
pour one out
guys.
for that.
I'm very glad that we were able to hold back the tears, although I was crying a little bit earlier for a different reason, but we won't get into that. All right, guys, good chat, and we'll see you next week. Take care, guys.
Later.
Yep.